Hello everybody, this is Mandolin, not at the Landon today, but I'm just going to share this lush little flower bed that I put in and talk to you about the events of this past week and what I've discovered through them, and a little bit about what's to come. So settle in. I hope this finds you well. I appreciate everybody sticking by me. I've had some interesting information coming down. My situation does not allow me to be as spontaneous as I would like. But today I just want to talk a little bit about what occurred this past week and really this past month with two young ones that I do kind of miss now, the one that's gone and the other one I love dearly. And the wedding, watching an era, a cycle actually turn. You know, this past week has just really opened my eyes. I knew that I had some busy times coming. I looked forward, however, to the precious events occurring and giving gratitude that I was getting to experience them. So I've been thinking about Eddie a lot lately. I revisited the question of my balance. Was I trying to keep him alive, so to say, or was I experiencing the interaction on that higher level? And I soon came to realize that Eddie has definitely been here. There was Eddie, there was Amanda, and then there was Eddie and Amanda. And that's something that I hear about a lot, is that collective that the two of us together formed. So then over the past couple of days, I saw Eddie's energy actually working through and for others. So let's start with the wedding. The young man that got married was always excited to see Eddie. And Eddie was always excited to see him. He was around, I think, 14 when Eddie first met him, and Eddie would stay up all night fishing off the bow of the boat with him. And then he'd get up and go to work the next morning without fail. And that's what we call a fisherman. So he would stay up all night fishing with this young man. Well, after Eddie's accident, here comes the dog car. Welcome to my world. So after Eddie's accident, I actually felt like I needed to console him. I remember he was snatched up and brought home so quick that the poor child did not even have a belt to hold his pants up. But he was willing to help, always there to console anytime I looked for him. Well, he got married at the Marina where Eddie was the dock master, and now his dad, who Eddie proclaimed as his brother, he is the dock master. And this is the marina where they fished off the bow of his dad's boat. But most of all, when I looked around and I saw all of the energy and love and just joy that these people were sharing and experiencing, I felt Eddie. And I could tell that the other ones did too. Someone commented as much to me, you know, while the tears puddled up in their eyes. And the wedding started late and it poured, so it moved inside, so everybody was forced closer together. And I observed the father holding the phone for the sister in Australia who couldn't be there. The patriarch of the family, Pops, you know, discreetly wiping a tear away. And the kids, that some didn't even know each other, all playing together. And this is the vision that Eddie saw for the Marina. And even though his physical vessel is now spread all over the place and as ashes, and there's just a little bit remaining, his dream, his vision was brought to fruition in the physical. And the person that helped to fulfill this, you know, was the father of this wonderful young man that Eddie called brother. He always said if he'd have ever had a son, he would have wanted him to be just like that son. And I've seen it fulfilled. So his presence was definitely there for sure. But wait, there's more. Today, actually, it was actually yesterday. Time is so muddled. So yesterday, the neighbor asked me to go down to the Village Brewery. I got the message late, and then I decided, okay, well, I'm going to go. I'm going to make myself go. And the owners, Frank and Lily, were friends of Eddie's. And when I told Frank about the accident, he heard about it some months later. I remember how visibly shaken he was, the hurt that he felt, because that day he was telling me about another friend of theirs that had transitioned. And he got the news about 2 good friends in one day. Well, I went to the brewery when he opened it. He invited me. He says, come to the new place. They had acquired a new piece of property to run the brewery. And we talked about Eddie and making a beer in his honor. And I remember telling him, well, it's got to be Rude, that's for sure. And I haven't talked or communicated with him for, at least a couple years. And our little fishing village has started coming back to life through this thing that stopped all forms of life from being shown. And I looked at the reunions that were happening all over. I chose to be the observer. I saw that kids that I haven't seen in quite some time are now taller than me, and such wonderful young gentlemen that I'm seeing these days. And when I went into the brewery, Frank dropped everything. He recognized me and he came over and he pointed behind my head, and I hadn't even noticed the menu. And the first item on the menu was Redbeard's Brown Ale. Well, they called Eddie Redbeard. Well, because of his awesome red beard and because of his adept ability on the water. And I haven't seen them, communicated with them. I had wondered at times if he was still going to be making it. And he'd been working on it that whole time. And let me tell you, he got it right. So it was just such an enjoyable experience and pushing out of my comfort zones. The whole thing is through this week. Yes, I'm completely exhausted. I haven't been able to be spontaneous. I haven't been able to make the spiritual and energetic contact that I so much enjoy and that I thrive in. And that brings me the information and the energy to share with you. But what I can bring you is that the things that people have given up hope on, I witnessed it, I experienced it. And I also watched it as the observer, so I put it into the tapestry as I'm weaving. And those of you that understand the tapestry, you know what I mean. We are making tomorrow, now. Andromeda and the Milky Way are already starting to collide, to immerse, to merge the future. The present is becoming the future. That's what that means. And I do have so much magical information to share with you as it comes down, and I can put it into something that makes sense to you. You're going to re-experience ancient energies, ancient knowledge, and it's important because it's time to reignite this. We have to place it back into the energies of the current experience so that it's there when it's time to draw on it. It's only been in slumber. So reignite that flame. And I look so forward to talking to you about the 7/7 portal. I've not even looked at the astrology yet, and I'm already blown away. So in this very moment, this now moment, know that this is the only moment there is. Hear my voice, feel my energy, receive the love, receive the excitement, the gratitude that I send your way. And I just give you so much gratitude. I give you so much truth. And I give you so much peace. So until the next video.